Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going on a serious, deep dive journey, and not into a story you think you know, but into one of the Zohar's most profound, most closely guarded secrets, the true meaning of Jacob's journey to Haran. So get ready, because this isn't some simple tale of a man fleeing his brother. No, this is a blueprint. It's a cosmic protocol for navigating the very architecture of darkness itself. Okay, let's just jump right in. This single cryptic line from the Zohar, this is our key. It completely reframes everything. See, the Zohar isn't talking about geography, it's talking about metaphysics. That phrase, another domain, well, that's code for the Sitra Achra, the other side. Jacob isn't running away from something, he is deliberately walking into something, on a mission of the absolute highest order. And understanding this mission, that's our goal today.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to follow Jacob's path, step by incredible step. We'll start in the luminous world of holiness he came from, what the mystics call the Well of Seven. Then we'll cross the metaphysical threshold of the Yabok Pass. After that, we are going to dissect the very anatomy of this other side. Then we'll uncover the operator's manual for navigating it, what we're calling the Tiferet Protocol. We'll see the results of his mission, and finally, we're going to bring this ancient blueprint right into our own lives to help us navigate our own inner darkness.
All right, Act 1, the Well of Seven. You see, to really understand where Jacob is going, we first have to understand, on a much, much deeper level, where he's coming from. And believe me, it's not just a place on a map. It's a state of cosmic perfection, a fully functional, totally integrated divine system. This right here reveals the hidden code in the name Sheva. Literally, it's the Well of the Seven, but that's just mystical shorthand. The seven aren't just a number, they represent seven fundamental divine energies, things like kindness, discipline, harmony, and so on, all organized into a structure called the Sephirot, which are the very building blocks of reality. And the well, that's the final Sephirah, Malkut, or kingdom. It's the vessel that perfectly receives and manifests the light from all seven of those energies. So when the Zohar says Jacob left Sheva, it means he departed from a state of perfect, harmonious divine structure. And who is Jacob in the system? Well, he isn't just a patriarch. He is the Sephirah of Tiferet. And Tiferet means beauty, harmony, truth. It's the central pillar of the entire Sephirotic tree, the trunk that balances all the energies of the right and left sides, of mercy and judgment. So what we have here is the literal embodiment of cosmic balance. Tiferet, residing within a perfectly ordered system Malchut. It's a picture of total stability and holiness.
And this brings us to the central question that unlocks the whole mystery. If everything is perfect, stable, and holy, why on earth would Jacob, the very pillar of balance, just up and leave? I mean, the simple story says he's fleeing Esau, but the Zohar reveals a much deeper principle, one of the greatest secrets of mysticism. Sometimes you have to undertake a descent for the sake of ascent. It means a necessary, controlled journey into a lower state in order to retrieve something of value and elevate it, returning even higher than before. This isn't an escape, people. It's a mission.
Okay, let's jump to Act 2 and see how this all builds. The journey isn't from one city to another. No, the journey from Sheva to Haran is the crossing of a metaphysical threshold. It's a descent from one whole reality system into another through a very, very specific cosmic access point. So the Torah tells us Jacob crossed the Ma'avar Yabok, the Yabok passageway. The Kabbalists say this isn't a river, it's the Garon, the throat, of a cosmic persona named Zeir Anpin, which you can kind of think of as a specific configuration of divine energy representing the masculine principle. Now, what's a throat? It's a choke point, right? It's where air transforms into sound, potential into expression. And metaphysically, it's the transition point where different energies are processed and fused together. This is the gateway Jacob is crossing. Now, you know Kabbalah is a science of numbers, of gematria. Every letter has a value, and every word contains a formula. And the formula for this passageway is hidden right there in its name. The letters of Yabok, Yud, Bit, Kuf add up to 112, and that is not random. It's a precise mathematical signature for the process happening at this cosmic gateway. So, here it is, the crucial fusion. The number 112 is the sum of two of the most fundamental divine names. The name for God that represents pure, unadulterated mercy, Yud He Vav He, has a numerical value of 26. And the name for God that represents strict judgment and structure, Elohim, has a value of 86. And what do you get when you add 26 and 86? You get 112.
The Yabok passageway is the zone where these two primary forces of creation are brought into a unified state. Jacob isn't just walking across a river, he is traversing the very intersection of cosmic law and cosmic love to enter that other domain.
Act 3. So now we've arrived at the destination, the other domain, the Sitra Achra. So what is this place? It's often misunderstood as just, hell. But the Kabbalistic model is so much more sophisticated. It's not a separate creation. It's a shadow system, a distorted mirror of holiness, presided over by the archetypal force of the serpent woman. So on the side of holiness, you have this beautiful, holy union of Zohar Anpin and his feminine counterpart, the Nukva. It's generative, it's unified, it produces holy souls. Think of pure colors in harmony, right? The white of mercy and the red of judgment blending into this balanced, beautiful light of Tiferet. Well, the other side is a perfect but distorted reflection. Its archetypes are Samael and Lilith, the serpent woman, and their nature isn't generative, it's parasitic and fractured. It doesn't create anything new, it just feeds on fallen energy from the holy side to create what are called klippot, which are basically husks or shells. Its colors are just shadowy inversions, a stained red and a murky white that can never achieve true harmony. It's a chaotic system that only exists by mimicking and draining the real one.
Let's use a modern analogy to make this crystal clear. Think of the realm of holiness as a perfectly secure, divinely written operating system, the divine OS. The source code is pure, it's stable, it's generative. The Sitra Achra, then, is like a compromised network that's been built on top of it. It's a dark web of phantom servers all running malicious code. It has no power source of its own. Its entire existence depends on phishing attacks, on stealing little packets of energy, the holy sparks, that have become disconnected from the main OS. It mimics the structure of the real network, just to trap and drain this energy.
So, this is the compromised network that Jacob is entering. But he is not going in blind. He's an expert operator executing a precise procedure. This is the core of his mission, a process the mystics call birurim, which is the clarification and elevation of these fallen sparks. His actions aren't a struggle for survival. They are the steps of a controlled protocol designed for this very purpose. And we're calling it the Tiferet Protocol.
So, here are the 5 stages of the protocol. Let's just walk through them. First, a controlled descent. This is a conscious-willed entry, not some accidental fall into a trap. Next, and this is huge, he must maintain core integrity. As the embodiment of Tiferet, he holds fast to his core identity of balance and truth. He does not allow the chaos to compromise his system. Third, and this is the really tricky part, is to engage without attachment. He interacts with the forces of that realm. He works for Laban, he marries his daughters, but he never becomes fused with the system itself. He doesn't let it write to his core programming. Fourth, he has to execute the mission, find and rectify those fallen sparks of holiness. And finally, when the mission is complete, he performs a secure ascent, a clean disengagement, pulling out completely and returning to the holy domain without any malicious code tagging along.
Okay, to make this even clearer for all you gamers out there, here's the video game analogy. Imagine Jacob is a high-level player entering a dark, corrupted shadow level. His core identity as Tiferet acts like an invincible shield of light. The chaotic enemies and illusions of the level, they can't actually harm his core being. Now, his mission isn't to destroy the level or defeat the final boss. No, his mission is to navigate the traps, find a specific hidden key, those are the holy sparks, and get to the exit portal before the environment can fully trap him. It's a recovery mission, not an annihilation mission.
And now for the full-on, high-level cosmic engineering version. Think of Jacob as a core processing unit. His identity as Tiferet is like read-only firmware. It cannot be overwritten. He initiates a controlled, sandboxed penetration test on a known hostile network. His objective? To locate and retrieve specific orphan data packets, the holy sparks, that have been captured by this network. And the absolute key to the whole thing is to accomplish this data retrieval without ever allowing the hostile network write access to his own core system. He interfaces, he reads, he retrieves, but he never, ever gets infected.
And that brings us to Act 5, return to the source code. After 20 years in that hostile network, Jacob executes the final stage of the protocol, a secure ascent. He returns to the holy domain, not scarred, not traumatized, but stronger and more complete than when he left. This is the successful completion of the descent for the sake of ascent.
So what was the point of it all? What did he actually accomplish? Well, first, the primary objective, the bikur,
The clarification and retrieval of holy sparks that were trapped in the domain of the Klippot. Done. Second, he gained a complete understanding of the architecture of the shadow self of creation. Basically, he mapped the hostile network. Third, by overcoming Laban, who is the archetypal figure of that realm, he neutralized the cosmic claim of Esau, that impulsive force. And finally, through his marriages and the birth of his sons in that very domain, he prepared the spiritual foundation for the 12 tribes of Israel, building the structure of the holy nation from within the heart of the other side.
And this really is the ultimate takeaway. True mastery isn't about annihilation. Jacob didn't destroy the Sitra Achra. He couldn't because it actually serves a purpose in creation as a force of resistance and choice. Instead, he understood its architecture, its rules of engagement, and its purpose. And in doing so, he transcended it. He became the master of both the holy domain and the other domain, able to navigate either one from a place of unshakable balance.
So let's bring this all home. This epic cosmic story isn't just some piece of ancient lore. It's a blueprint. It's a psychological and a spiritual map for each and every one of us. Because, let's be honest, we all have to journey to Haran at some point. We all have to navigate our own other side.
So the final question is for you. How can we apply this Tiferet Protocol when we're forced to descend into those challenging situations? A difficult job, a painful relationship, a period of depression or anxiety. How do we navigate that internal chaos without being consumed by it? Jacob's journey shows us the way.
Here is the protocol, personalized for you. First, identify your Sheva. Before you enter any challenge, know your core, unshakable truth. What is your spiritual center? What values are absolutely non-negotiable? This is your base of operations. Second, recognize your Yabok pass. Be conscious of the moment you are entering a difficult situation. Don't just stumble into it, acknowledge the transition. Third, navigate, don't just fight. Engage with the challenge from that place of integrity. You don't have to become the negativity just to deal with it. Maintain your core identity. Fourth, execute your mission. Ask yourself, what is the spark of growth, the lesson, the data packet I meant to retrieve from this darkness? Is it patience, compassion, a deeper understanding of myself? Find that spark. And finally, ascend cleanly. When the challenge is over, don't just move on. Consciously learn the lesson and return to your center. Disengage without lingering attachment, resentment, or trauma. This is the path of the spiritual operator, the path of Jacob, the path of Tiferet. Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Part S. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.